Good afternoon, hello, and how are you all doing today? Happy Thursday afternoon, Thursday morning, whatever time it is for you. It is afternoon time for me. It is. We're doing exploring stuff. I just realized that I think yesterday afternoon we didn't. I didn't wear the hat, so I'm gonna rectify that right away. So hat is on. We are exploring again today. We're working on evolutionary code. Hello, Albert. How are you doing today? So I discovered something about the bot, which is unfortunate. Or sorry, not the bot, the code base. I tried to run it on Windows so I can have like my starting student screen be like the bot actually working, which it is on. Yeah, it is on the Mac, but it doesn't work on Windows. It fails compilation, which is really unfortunate. And the reason is that apparently core is a thing on Windows. It's just available on Windows at the root level, which means that when I wrote core, it Rust says, "Oh, it doesn't know which core you're talking about, the core that you have or the core that Windows has." Going to sleep soon. You'll wake up at 6 a.m. tomorrow to go see your old school. Nice. That's what time I wake up every day. And it's 10:30 p.m. for you? Yeah, I try to go to bed early because I wake up so early. But totally makes sense. Getting lots of sleep is important for that kind of thing. But nice to say hi. Anyway, so to fix that compilation problem, we should fix this. So I wanted to rename core. I just have lib main. Oh, it's in bot. That's what it is. Yeah, so there's core. So I need to rename core. Now these are like the core logic for the bot code. So it's really like evolutionary code, like not really utilities. Maybe I'll just rename it to logic for right now until I figure out a better name for it. Obviously that's gonna break things. Oh, it's mainly keep your streak. Well, thank you for that. Obviously fully understood. Will I stream next week? Yeah, so the plan is I generally am trying to stream as often as possible, so usually twice a day for most of the days. I figure out what my schedule is usually on the weekend, the weekend before the week, so I'll check this weekend to find out what it is. And then I usually put it up on Twitch, so like the schedule page on Twitch, that's where I've been putting that. So I know the schedule is not really conducive to streaks because it's like opposite times. In the new year, I do have some plans to make it a little bit easier, a little bit better. Okay, so we have this as logic. So okay, first of all, you're no longer core, you're now just logic. And this is logic. Do you still work? You do, okay. So that is working as expected. I've run this a few different times. One time I ran it, it completely failed to find a solution. they all basically ended up going and bouncing off by a few pixels, and they were like every single time it was exactly the same. I'm sure it would have eventually solved it with like really lucky random mutation happening, but for the most part that wasn't that good. So there's some tweaks that we could probably do to make it like converge a little bit faster, but generally speaking, it's been happening around 11 generations in, which is, I think, not too bad for our first sort of like naive approach at this. So the next thing is about having our individuals like actually track some data. So I was trying to figure, like, I was thinking overnight what the additional complexity to add is, and I used a little bit of sort of chatting with ChatGPT to try to, like, you know, ask it ideas like, okay, what can I add that's simple? And what it had a lot of terrible ideas, unfortunately, but I think one of them was pretty good, or at least one of them is not terrible, which is we can have a target that moves up and down. And the bot's job is to fire shots at the target. And if their shot hits the target, that's great. It wins, it survives. And then we can do things like, okay, you have to hit the target once. You have to hit the target multiple times. To sort of like see how that works. Here's another one where I think it's just never going to converge. They're always the same. It's like something is not happy about that, but I think that's okay. I like, it'll probably eventually would get it, but that might take a really long time. All right, so oh wait, I also fixed that. I want to fixed, renamed core so that okay, let's push that up, and then let's also merge this into stage 1. Okay, and so now that should, when I download it, today's Thursday, so tomorrow, for tomorrow's afternoon stream, that should work. Let's head back to main, and we will continue working off of here. So one of the things, if we want to add in a target that you're targeting, that's probably still going to be an entity they're going to go. So I'm going to create this as select am I in? Okay, so I'm in bot. That's the problem. Okay, I'm in the correct location now. Okay, so in the main library, we're going to have a bot. Let's do a target. We'll have our bots, but let's not run them right now. Xanax, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so I'm not going to run the bot. I think the is the easiest way to not run the bots? I don't know. But okay. Target equals, I want a new entity. We're going to start this on the far right of... Do I want this on the far right of the system, or is this just going to be a like a random... No, I kind of like this at the far right. The only emote that I have, Xanax, is the Zilby one. I don't really know any other good emotes to do. Yes, I do know that Xanax is an antidepressant, but Zilby... Oh wait, no, you're talking to Xanax. Never mind. Yeah, so we just have the Zilby emote. That's it. The Zilby Cool one. Which is also available in Discord. But yeah, if you have any ideas for emotes for us to use, let me know. I would be happy to sort of like try to figure out if we can get some more. Oh, for like Zilby with God, we could just do like more Zilbies with them, like different things. We could do that. Let me add that to my list of things to do. Create emote of Zilby and glasses. Okay, so oh, with different hats too. Create emotes of Zilby in exploration hat. How about that? That would be good too. All right, so let's make this small. Where am I? Right here. Okay, so starting now, if we have the width and the height, let's say I want this at the very top. We're going to start at the top of the screen. We're going to have it just move down and then back up again. So I guess still like that. Where are you going? You're going to be in F32. I want it... So I want you on the right-hand side of the screen. So we'll do width minus 50.0. And then the height can be 50.0. That could be its starting location. This, we might do this slightly differently. I'm going to go ahead and remove them for now, or, you know, comment you out for now. We'll come back to you. Except for that one. That one's okay. You are... Oh, yeah, we should probably just comment you out as well. And let's not draw you. Okay, so I want to draw the entity out. So draw the target out. I probably want to draw it at the very end, but that's okay. It'll be after these. So we'll do... Okay, so if we do this, this should just exist. What is GGEZ? It looks like an easy graphics framework. Yeah, so think of it like a really simple game engine, because that's kind of what it is. If you ever use something like processing or P5.js, it's very similar, but in Rust. Or if you use Love 2D in Lua, it's very much based on that. It's not, it doesn't have a great Windows GUI system. It's like there's libraries for GGEZ for that, but there's probably better choices. Okay, so here you go. Here's a target, and then I would want this to bounce up and down, right? So I want you to, we would basically start this. I would set, we have something for this, don't we? After we create a target, we mutate you, and then we can say, do target dot apply a force up to new 0 0 for the x, and let's do like 1.0 for the y, and we'll just, that will apply right away. Oh, we have to update that. Yeah, that won't do anything unless we also update you. There we go. Okay, so that's our target. It's moving like that. That's great. Of course, it'll just slide off the bottom of the screen, so not great. I want it to bounce. And we have this bounce code essentially here. So we're sort of choosing that. I can pass the width and the height of the screen to the entity and have it bounce, but I kind of like the idea of just choosing this here. So I'll do an update. Let's do if self.target.position y plus. Okay, so if the plus, so the bottom of that is greater than self.height. So now we need our height. Okay, so if your position is that, or it's the left-hand side, or it's the top, so we don't have a bounce X. We need a bounce X. Sorry, we need a bounce Y. Okay, so self.target that bounce Y. Okay, so when I run this, now it should bounce up and down. There we go. We now have a target bouncing up and down. That's great. I want our entity. Okay, so the idea here is that we're going to want our entities to essentially, I'm thinking they each get to fire, like each of them would essentially be a firing a bullet out at this, and they want to hit the target. That's what they're aiming for. So we'll be getting rid of the friction force, and we'll just start them all. I could start them all over here like that, but I kind of like the idea of just having like a starting position right here, and they all just like fire, and I think that'll be fine. Now, what I am thinking is that we're probably gonna change the bots to be essentially like bot players, right? So we have our bot. The bot essentially is going to interface with us and give us a bunch of players from that. I kind of wonder whether or not, okay, so we have our bot, and then do I want like players? I guess that's what the entities are, is like the players. So I kind of want to change you to now be players. And I'm thinking that we'll have like they'll probably be the same size, like that we can just have them be a circle. That's perfectly fine. And they can all start. We'll initialize all the players. So we have running is false. Okay, so if we do self.running. Okay, so we are not running, so therefore we're going to start. Play is just telling them like what the force is going to be, right? So in the bot, I don't think that they keep track of it. So like the idea is that they need to be aware of what's happening. So they need to know where they are. So in the X and Y. So we need some kind of like game interface, like game object to share with them. I don't necessarily want it to be like this main state. I think I want to like create another one that I pass over to them. Now it could be that I know what's from the bot, because like I kind of exposing things from the bot to go into here. And I don't know a better way of doing that besides maybe switching over and using something like channels to communicate with the bots, but I don't know that's a good idea. So what's the first thing that happens? Like, I guess, okay, we're not running, so I need to instantiate and tell our bots, okay, you start existing. Like, you're going to play. I kind of want like an initialize, don't I? What happens in play? Okay, so in play we tell the population, okay, so this is all the players. Oh, and it just gives me like a vec of like what they're gonna do. Basically, this is like, here's what I'm gonna do. What I really want to do probably, and I think this already happens. Like, yeah, when I create new, we create our initial population. So we kind of already have all the bots here. So really, we should call this like bots. So it's already initialized. And I want to, when okay, so I guess like when we're running, I'm just sort of waiting for a command from the bot, aren't I? I guess in this case, I do want them to do something. I want them to play. I want to get their command. It's like I want to know where they're firing their one bullet. And they all fire at the beginning. So that's going to look like, I guess, play. And I want a command. Which right now they only have one thing. They can shoot. And what they need to know is they need to know where they are. So they need to know their location. Okay. So who's going to hold that? Which type does that do? I think, is that going to be this type here? I think that it's going to be the other type. It's like maybe game info. Oh, we can do a game info. Do you like the full screen more? Like, do you like the split screen like I have here where I can just do terminal stuff over here? Or do you like full screen where I do that more? Like, I know when it gets like load over here, it's pretty hard to read behind me. So like this might be easier to deal with. And then I just sort of switch back and forth. I do that with my alt arrow keys. Okay, so I need to know where I am, X and Y, so that I need to know my, like, where the target is. Hold on. I got a question on my work Slack. Let me grab information so I could tell them that I don't have, that I'm off right now. Okay. I will leave that up there, so in case there's a problem or something, I can take a look at it. Okay, so we have target X, target Y. We have and then the target velocity. And we need probably like the window height. So we have the screen or the arena size. So the arena X. Should these be, I feel like these should be points, shouldn't they be? I'm okay with us using glam for this. Our Hantel War, hello, how are you doing today? I'm okay with us using glam for this. And I think this is what, I'm pretty sure this is what GGEZ is using behind the scenes. That specific one. Yeah, okay, so create glam 24, so 04, 24, 1. Let's see if that's consistent with what we got here. Okay, so we want to go into our bot. You are 0.25. Hopefully that should be compatible. If it's not, I'll just update it to be 0.24. 0.24.1. Okay, let's see. Let's go into our game info. All right, so we want our position. So our position is going to be a vec2. We want the arena, select the arena size. That can also be a vec2. We want the target position. Could also be a vec2. We want the target velocity, which is a vec2. So just adding one more complexity to the game is like a lot of information that our bot needs to now keep in track. Okay, so turn velocity. Is that all? I want to say that that's everything it needs to like make the shot. Well, I guess like I think that's everything that we as humans would know when we look at this. Okay, so we'll take in the position. Now, these don't change. These aren't changing, but I don't know if I'm supposed to be updating these like every tick, like every time I update it, I add this game info in. How it kind of makes sense that I do that, but also I don't know. We're figuring this out. Okay, so for every one of these ticks, when we do update, I want to, okay, so if we're not running, I want to create the information. Okay, so I want to create the information for this. I'm also trying to think like, how am I going to score this? Like, is it going to score based upon how close it got? Because like, if it barely misses it, that's a lot better than it hitting it like missing by a mile. So like if 1.0 is it hits into it, I guess we take the point maybe I still do want to apply I could play like a timeout to the I could apply a timeout to the bullets. I could also apply like a number of bounces. I could have it. I could also constantly track how close the bullet is to the target. That might be good. I could track how close the bullet is to the target. And then I need to tell the player that, so they can actually like, it can see that. So I think what we need to do is we need to have like when we're in the running state, I'm updating the player with information because they're seeing new stuff, right? So it's almost like we have like play is like do your action, and then we have like watch, which is see what's going on. And then after all the bullets off the screen, it then switches over. So I think I want to switch my state just to make it a little bit, have it make a little bit more sense. And I think also I want to update our individuals. So if we come, okay, so here's our game info. We go back to the individual. You need to know the game info too. So we're gonna have a pub. Okay, that should make you happy. So when we create a new individual, it's gonna get probably default. No, it's gonna get the game info. New from parents. Okay, so you'll get, oh, so like, do you actually track? Maybe this should be an option because it doesn't actually know, like if the game isn't running. Okay, so the game isn't running yet. So this should be an option with game info. So when we create you, you don't exist. You're a none. And you're a none. I'm just like trying to think through here. I don't actually see a reason why I'm just going to store this here at all. I don't think there's any value in that. I think it's on, when I score this, I think that while it's playing, we update the score. Like it just constantly updates the score with how close it got. So if I say, okay, we have set score, it's almost like I want a pub function update. I thought I saw something orange in the corner of my eye. I thought maybe Zilby walked in. Okay, so game info. I want to get I want to get the distance between myself and the target. So oh, everything needs to be public in there. Okay, so if I get our position, and we're going to subtract the target position. So that's a vec2. Is there a method here for distance? Okay, so there is a length. So I can just get the length here. And distance. Then I want 0 is like, I guess if I'm within the if I'm within the circle. So let's say if I'm within 50. So if I subtract 50, okay, I need this to be an absolute value. I want to also subtract 50 from this. Except, yeah, okay, so hold on. Then, and I want the maximum of it. So, minus 50.0. Which is the size. Oh, that's actually just part of game info then. Pub target size. Okay, so now you have that. Okay, so our distance to target, if I actually do that, then we can just get our length, get the absolute value. We will subtract gameinfo dot target size. And then I want to get the max. Okay, return the maximum of the two numbers, ignoring nan. Okay, so the maximum of two numbers. So we'll start with like the lowest of here. So if it goes negative, it is, that's because I'm essentially, I hit it straight on. Like if it got to negative 50, I was straight at it. So that'll show up as 0 here. Then I want my distance to target. If this is like some really huge number, like I'm really far away, that would still be something like 200, like 200, 2000 pixels away. If I do 2000 divided by 50, that'd be some like really big number, wouldn't it? That'd be over 1. How do I get a number from 0 to 1 for like the score of this? If I actually have 0, like 0 divided by 50 is going to be terrible. That's not going to work. What would the calculator do? You just give me, oh wait, oh, divide by a 0, not 0 divided by something. Okay. That gives me 0. That's actually the opposite of what I want, isn't it? If I'm like 50 away and divide by 50, that gives me 1. That's, yeah, this is completely the opposite of what I want. I don't know if I have a whiteboard for this yet. Here's an empty whiteboard. So here's my target. Here's my bullet. We can even make the bullet smaller. So I'm aiming towards here. This is heading down. So this like comes to here. So like at this point we get the distance, and let's say that this is like 500 distance. That's not very good. But if it gets to here and it's like 51 distance from here, that's really good. I got really close. This is one thing that like I have trouble with. Is like, how do I guess like it's the math things. Like I'm not used to like I want to turn this into a number between 1 and 0. This length. But it can be infinitely long, can't it? So I don't know what to divide it with. If it's 1, it got it. I could do the opposite, where if it's 0, it got it. And if it's less than... I guess, can I is there a way to like normalize a F32? Like normalize a scalar, not just divide it by itself. Because this okay, this hits it, right? So this should be a 1 because it hits it. This should be a like 0.9 or 0.8. Like this should be like a 0.99. And then farther away it should be getting to like, 0.2, 0.01, something like that. If I take the distance between the center and this and I divide it by it can't be 1. This is one of the things that like I in the things I was reading, it was like, oh yeah, just come up with the score and like just make it between 0 and 1. And it most of the resources I was finding doesn't have good like tips on how, like, what are strategies of like creating that. They sort of like assume that you know how. And I guess like my math skills aren't as high as like, or maybe it's not math skills, it's creative math. It's like creatively figuring out a solution to this because I've not had to do this before. That's where the like uncertainty of how to invent this comes from. Let's see. What are random things we can try? If I just choose 1,000, like I just choose an arbitrary number like 1,000 and I divide everything by that, the problem is that nothing will be 1. So if you're within here, so if I take the distance between you and you're within, if you're less than, I guess that's a question. Let's ask find. Maybe it can help out. How do I normalize a scalar like an F32 that it is between 0 and 1? I have a... Okay, let's just start with that, see what it says. Oh, so I normalize them to each other. Or no, I figure out the maximum it could be off by. Do I know the maximum it could be off by? If it shot in the complete opposite direction. And it didn't go any closer to it, it just went farther away. Okay, so I guess what if it's if it didn't move, if it didn't move at all, that would basically be our starting position. Get the length of that. So if I update our game info to have the starting position, Andrew, hello. Right now, the idea is, I don't think I have it active right now. I think I have some things that are broken. Is that true? Can I turn this on? No, I have it broken right now. So right now, the idea is I'm going to have all of our entities, the bots, start on the left-hand side in the center, and we're going to have a target that's sort of moving up and down on the right-hand side, and they're going to each fire themselves essentially at it. I could have them fire a bullet and they are standing still on the left-hand side. That would actually make things a little bit easier, wouldn't it? So in game info, we have their position, yes. And instead of starting position, we'll have bullet. Our bullet position. So we have okay, bullet position. We'll have a bullet velocity too, won't we? I don't actually know if that matters. Because like when they fire... they'll probably want to know like the bullet speed. They won't need to know what the bullet velocity is, I don't think. But they'll need to know what the bullet speed is going to be. Which, that's going to be an F-32. Okay, so then when I go to score this, okay, so when we update you, we can say, okay, so we get this game info. I can get the distance to targets. This is going to be the game info, not our position, but the bullet position minus the target position, and get the length. Okay, so this is going to be the bullet distance to target. What is the bullet direction? The bullet, I guess like what they'll do is they'll have to give me a vector in which they decide to fire the bullet. Bite Cube, hello. Would it be okay to zoom in 1 or 2 ticks, or does it feel weird for you then? What do you mean, like zoom in on me or the code? Also, hello, how are you doing today? The code, yeah, let's do that. Here's 1 tick. Two ticks really didn't. Oh, okay. 2 ticks really didn't do anything. How's that? Better already? Okay, excellent. So now what I could do is I could say that the distance to target I want you... So I want that to, the shorter, the better, right? Like the closer you get it, so closer to 0, the better. If I take the distance to target and I clamp it to the distance that the starting target starts with. Okay, so let's do let. Why are you unhappy with this? You should give me length. And we'll get the absolute value. Why are you upset about that? Okay, so you're a vec2. Oh, it doesn't know what that is. There it goes. Okay. So now we get the starting distance. And then I want to clamp. Let's actually move this up here. So now I can say get the max. Okay, so returns the maximum of 2 numbers, ignoring nan. Okay, so this will be the starting distance. Okay, so basically give me either the distance to the target or the maximum distance target. It can't be more than that. Okay, so that way if it misses and it just keeps on growing, it will just be the starting distance, essentially. And then I want to calculate how close we got. So let's update you. So like instead of end, okay, so RNG, I don't think we need to like figure out what our force X row. Okay, so this is gonna be like, oh wait, okay, so I need to choose like where we're gonna fire. So we need to redo those. Okay, so we need to choose a vector, like a normalized vector of where to fire. So this is gonna be the direction to fire. So like aiming. So I guess this is our aim. That'll be a normalized number between 0 and 1 for both the x and the y. We know it. We don't get a set what the firing speed is, although like that would be interesting to like for the next ones. Like we do 2 things at once. So all we're going to say is, okay, I want that, but we also have to track how close we got. So pub, I guess like this distance to target is going to be distance to target is going to be an F32, and then we'll have like target size just to make things easier. That'll be an F32. So when we begin and we create the individual, Those should be numbers between 0 and 1. And so we're gonna start initializing with completely random. We don't know what this is, so we'll start with 0, 0. This will have to be updated with every tick. Now, we know what the target size is. We know it's 50. I don't know if it's a good idea to hard code that, so I'm just going to set you as a large number like that. And okay, so we have our aim, distance to target, and our target size. Okay, so new from parents. Okay, so when our parents sort of mate with each other, this changes now too. Because now we know we need to have these. Okay, so when we mate, okay, so we can invert our aiming, like I think that generally happens, like you get from parent 1 you get like the X, and from parent 2 you get the Y. I think that can work, right? So like let and we're gonna have parent 1 dot aim dot X okay, so we'll have aim, and then distance to target and target size will be also just set to defaults. Oh, I didn't do that, correct? Okay. Now, if you mutate... Oh, okay, so set score. So our score is now going to be... Do we still have a score? We still need a score. I want our score to be 0, like, okay, so the closest to 0, the better. So we're going to start with 1.0, which is failing in this case. Okay, so self.score. We want to take the distance to target I also want to like keep track of our starting position. We might need to. See, this is where like I potentially need to like mark down all this information in game info, like of what's static and like, or just like what we are. Okay, this is the bullet distance to target. That's what it is. So we're tracking the bullet distance to target and the target size. Oh, if I do the opposite, if I get the max of distance target to target size, so let's say it's 50, and let's say I am, no, that doesn't make sense. Okay, so if I'm less than the target size, my distance, then that's 0. We're good. Otherwise, I want, if the distance to target is like 500, let's say, if I do 50, which is the target size, divided by 500, that would give me what? 0.25 or 0.2 or something like that. I think not 0.5, it's not halfway. If I'm 1,000 away, that would be smaller. If I'm exactly at 50, that'd be 1. Oh, so it's almost like I want to set the minimum to be the target size. So if it's less than that, just set it to be 50s. That way when I do 50 divided by 50, that gives me 1, and then that's correct. Otherwise, oh, so that might work. Then our score is back to 0 again. So if I set, okay, so we're gonna do self dot our distance to target returns the minimum of new numbers because I don't want max either. I don't think it's any of those. I think it's when I update you, my distance to target I don't want to set this to be max starting distance. I don't think so. I think letting this just grow into infinity is okay. I guess infinity is not really okay. If my distance to target is less than the size, I guess like less than or equal to our target size, then I want to set the distance to target to be 50, the target size. Okay, so if you're less than that, just return game info, target size. Otherwise, return just the bullet distance to target. I could just make this mutable and then I don't need the else then. Okay, so if our distance to target is less than or equal to the target size, just go ahead and set it to the target size. So that would be 50. Okay, so that would be fine. So then 50 is as small as it can get. So if I do 50 divided by 50, that gives me 1. If I do 50 divided by something larger than that, that gives me something smaller. So then we could just set the score. So we could then do better score equals to be our bullet distance to target divided by no, okay. No, it wouldn't be that. It would be the target size. It's not that, it's divided by. And then I want the larger number if it's possible. So then we can do, okay, so if self, okay, so if the score is greater than self.score, then self.score is equal to the score. So we just update that. I don't need the set score anymore. We're now doing that as part of update. Okay. I don't need to keep track of the distance to target. We do need to potentially set our aim. I don't need to keep track of those. Okay. Now, when we mutate, okay, so we are mutating. I want to, the only thing that we are sort of like making the decision on is our aim. What do we want to do for a mutation? Do we want to just set it to be completely random? Or do I want to be like a tiny little change? I kind of feel like I just want to do a tiny little change. If I okay, so if I'm mutating, mutate the mutatings mutations mutation, something like that. Also, hello Arch, how are you doing today? I can make it like completely random. I guess let's just do that again. We'll just completely random and choose there. So oh, we're getting RNG passed into us. Perfect. So let a new okay, so we mutate that way. You're doing a combination of playing Warframe and thinking about what to add to your web project. Nice. Doing like any kind of those games, I feel like helps with like the creative process. Like you're getting it's almost like we're getting our brains out of the way, which can help. Okay, so we have a bunch of errors here. We also, okay, so yeah, it's a pretty active game. Get into flow state and then the code flows. I mean, that's a good idea. Now I have these, okay, so I have like play and run. I kind of want to just do like fire. It's like, it's your turn. Like I kind of want to change this to be like, take turn, right? Like play tick. Like, okay, so it's another frame. So we're gonna play. I guess like play does make sense. It's like so we're playing. It's a new tick. We're playing. I do need game info. So we're gonna take in the game info, and you're gonna return not a vector. Actually, okay, you're gonna return a vector, but it's gonna have to be a vector of vec2. Yeah, of vec2s. Because that's gonna be the Amy. Okay, so that's fine. So we loop through our population. And I have to tell it, okay, so I need a method on the individual for play, which I don't think we have. We don't. We're gonna have a play here. I don't think, okay, so we're not gonna update ourselves. We're just gonna have self, and then we need the game info. And so I need to take our, okay, we're gonna return a vec2. This vec2 is going to be our aim, and it needs to be we need to then multiply it by the speed of the bullet. So, right? Like that's how it's going to utilize this. Like it uses this information to like get its score and figures out. So its score is like based upon that. But then the bullet speed, we multiply that, and that's how fast it fires it. Or I don't do that. I just say, yeah, I don't think I care. So I guess we're just gonna do self.aim. But eventually we'll have to put logic in here for like to decide what to do every tick. Right now it's just doing something at the very beginning. Okay, so back to here. We're gonna play. That gives me a, oh, we need the game info. Game info implements copy, doesn't it? So I could, oh, it doesn't, I could just give it this. It doesn't need to take ownership of that. Like nothing's actually happening with it anyways. Surprised it's not yelling at me. I guess we have other errors in here. Okay, so this will be play. So if we head back into our game, we're going to get the aim. Oh, so it's going to be the aims. So we tell the bot to play and we get all the aims. So we need also we're not gonna have friction. Okay, so we have the width and heights, we have the players, we have a running or not, we have the bot. We'll create the players from the bot. It's really, yeah, it really is bot. We have our target, and then we have the bullet speed, which is going to be an F32. So let's see. We have players, width, height, running, bot, target, and then bullet speed. Let's just say that this is like 5. I don't know if that's a good number or not. Okay. All right, so we need game info at the beginning of every tick, don't we? So game info. Okay, so we have your pub. Okay, so your pub struct, and then we need to go into the library for you. So you need a pub use, that way you're available here. So you're available here. Okay, so new. Our position. I don't know our position. Oh, this is a problem. Oh wait, is it a problem? Our players are empty. I feel like here we're gonna have to do like if self dot players is empty. We have to first like set those up. So I guess like we do one. Everybody starts the same thing, right? So we'll just do let why aren't you giving me help? Okay, position. So the position of where the players are going to start. So I guess I need the players start. I guess we just get to set where that is. So we know I want them to be, I guess like 25, okay, 50 from the left. So we're going to do back to new. We want 50 from the left. And then I want halfway down minus 50. So that's going to be self.height minus divided by 2. Subtracted by 50. Okay. Then the arena size, so self dot. I guess this is another effect. So 2 new self dot width, self dot height, please. Okay, target position. So we have a target, so self dot target dot position. Self dot target dot velocity. I'm not really doing anything with the velocity. Oh, I should probably have it aim based upon that, shouldn't I? That'll be interesting. Right now it's not really doing anything. And it definitely should be. Target velocity. Self dot target dot size. Our bullet positions are all going to start at the same as the player start. And then the bullet speed. So set that bullet speed. Okay. So, I mean, our bot's not really doing much with these so far. Okay. So, okay, so here's our, okay, then I want to do a single player. So I need to do, okay, let our aims. I guess when we first start, we don't even need this, do we? Like we're just creating entities and they just sit there. So that none of that actually makes sense. We just want to do I need a count. Okay, so hold on. In source lib, we have our population. So I do need, okay, so let's do a population size, and that's going to be a U8. I want to, I guess like before, I don't need to do this here at all. We just do this in new. We just create our players based upon the bot size. So we just say, make you mutable. So for okay, so for our x, this is going to be our 50.0, and then I want our y is going to be the height divided by 2 minus 50. Okay, so you're all there. You're all going to be put into the same position. I guess that's okay. Let's not worry about this yet. I just want to draw out okay, so for entity in self.entities, this is going to be players, iter. We're going to draw where they are. So they're all in the center. So you're okay here, but like we have problems here. So you are, if we're close to the edge, close to edges. Oh, so when we run, we pass it close to edges. Like how close they are to edges. And then end position X. Oh, this is for scoring. I don't need this anymore because now we're going to score as an update. So now when we run, we probably want a game info. It's gonna have to be game info per one, isn't it? Oh, this is gonna be so interesting. We're gonna have to go into the population itself and then basically run it from in the game. Okay, so we don't set the score anymore. Here, okay, so if you're above 999, you win. So that works. Okay, so we don't need this winning population anymore. And we don't need this close to edges anymore. I guess we'll just clean up all of these. So update, okay, update's not being used. That's okay. So I guess let's just ignore the warnings and let's play this and see if at least we get something showing on screen. Okay, so here's all of our players. I don't know why it's showing up over here on like my other screen, which I wanted to show up over here, and it was last time. It just decided this time it's going to show up on the other screen, which is great. Okay, so here's all of our players. All 10 of them are in one position, and I think that's okay. That being said, I could have them all be in a firing line. That could be interesting. But I kind of also want to see that their aim is different. Also, when I move it, interesting, it like changes size based upon how where this. I wonder if I can like tell it what window to start on. Okay, so that's good. So we got to start here. Now I want to get the aim. I want to loop through and get the aim for each one. Okay, so in update, I feel like all of this is different. I kind of want to just I guess here, okay, so we're not running, so we're in false. So that's going to be self.true. Okay, that's going to be fine. I want to get the aim now. So this is going to be play, right? So let for E, I wonder if I just want to make the like tightly coupled. Like I'm trying to keep these from being tightly coupled, but I don't know how like helpful that is. I need to loop through. Okay, so for individual, so for player, for individual in self.bot.population. We're just going to do iter because I don't need to take ownership. I need to know what your aims are. So actually, I do probably want to iter this. Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna change it. Instead of entity like this, I think I need to have an individual. It's like you need to be an individual, which you don't know what that is. Okay. Okay, so we have players set up. I don't need, okay, so I don't need to create that. Or I need to store the individual in the entity. If it's an individual. we're just sort of playing around with this. So if I like say like, hey, you're a thing, you're an actual player, you would like have an individual here, like pub. You're going to be an option here. Okay. So you're, okay, back to being an entity. Okay, so you're an entity there. Okay, entity new, you're a none there because you're not a bot. You are a bot. So I need to set okay, so instead of that, we're gonna do, instead of this, say let players, it's gonna be equal to bot.population iter. I don't think I need to zip anything here. We're going to map. We're going to take the individual and we're going to return an entity new. I guess it would be... Okay, let's start with them all at the same place. So we'll have 50.0, the height divided by 2.0 minus 50.0, sum, and then, okay, so individual. Then we need to, I think individual implements copy. Yeah, okay. Then we'll collect you. Okay. Don't have a friction anymore. Okay, so now, okay, we have now players. Okay, so that's okay. Everything's okay. So then, okay, so if we're not running, I need to get their new aim. How is that going to work? I need to say, hey, player, get me, give me your aim. So it's not really aims, it's like set your aim. No, it's already got the aim. It's already got the aim. So I really just want to, I need to create the bullets. Okay, so we're going to create a bullet. So let's actually just create a list of bullets here. So bullets can be a vector of entity. Okay, so we're restarting again. We want to create a bunch of bullets. So we need to, for each of our players, we create a bullet. Okay, so we're gonna do self dot bullets. It's gonna be equal to, so we're resetting this, right? So we're gonna do self dot players. We'll iter. We'll map. We have a player, and I want to create a new entity with it X and Y. Oh, so I think this is going to be not quite as simple. We're going to do let our bullet, it probably got to be mutable. Okay, so let our bullet equals an entity new. We're going to set it equal to this player X and Y, right? So we're going to do player position.x Y. Okay. You're a none because you're not an individual. So, okay, we set you there like that. We have a bullet speed, so we need to create, we get the aim. So let the aim is going to be equal to the player.individual.aim. You're not available, right? Okay, your aim is public. You're not. Okay, you're public. Oh, but you're an option. We know that you exist, so I should be able to. I should be able to unwrap you fairly safely. Okay, so that gives me the aim, which is a normalized vector. I want to then multiply this. So we're going to multiply this by self.bullet speed. And that should now give me a vector that's going to go at a certain speed. And then I want to take this bullet and I want to add the aim as a force. So bullet, we're going to apply force aim. Okay. I need to loop through. I think all of this is going to have to be redone too. So let's just not worry about this. Okay, so if we're running, I want to move all the bullets, right? So like we're going to just say self.bullets intermute for each bullet. We just want to run bullet.update, and that's it. Nice and simple. I need to collect you back into the correct type. Okay, so vec2 has similar names but actually distinct types. Oh, okay, so I have to make sure. Okay, so this is where we're running into the wrong version of Glam. Okay, so what version of Glam are we working with again? 0.24.1. Let's hard code it to that. I guess I could also input GGEZ. Okay. So that makes you happy now. Collect. Entity cannot. Oh, because I'm not returning bullet. Okay. And then I want to, for each of the bullets, draw them. So this will, I guess, start. We can do this on top of everything, including the target. Oh no, let's do it underneath the target. So after entity, before the target. So we'll do for bullet in self dot bullets hitter. Oh, hello, Zilby's here for the end of the stream to see if it works. Hi. Are you here because you want food? What's that? Oh, do you wanna come say hi? Or you just wanna walk in front of the camera? Here, do you wanna come here? Okay. A quick Zilby walk over the streamer break. And then he's up to his normal place. Okay, so we're going to iter this. We have the entity. We're going to get the mesh. Can you not do this? You need... Okay, so you need an actual thing. But I think you implement copy. Okay. Let's see if everybody fires a bullet. Okay, so everybody did fire a bullet. Is there... Is there a way for me to say what window to start up on? Like Windows setup? I wonder if I want that to be true. True? Okay, so we have a context. Okay, so in GGEZ, we have a, okay, so we have the context. Oh, context builder. We have a window setup. Okay, so title, samples, icon. So none of those are like where it starts. Then we have window mode. This, and none of these are like which window it's on. The better Owen, hello. How are you doing today? Like, I need to know, like, is there like a choose which screen? Choose screen? Select? I have no idea how to set that. You're getting there, you're having to review a bunch of red lines in a SaaS contract. Oh, that sounds fun. We're doing pretty good. We're over time for a stream today, and I'm trying to get like the Bulls show. They are showing, but I was hoping that I could set to like have it start on this window here. I guess like window, like maybe select. Because I have multiple screens, right? And I'm only streaming on one of them, and I don't want it to start on like that one over there. I get the default window. And I have no idea how to tell it which device to start on, which monitor to start on. Maybe display? I don't think they have any examples of multiple displays. Graphic settings. I don't think that any of this is what I want. Unless like the screen coordinates are like a different one. That seems... I don't really understand why it was choosing a different one last time. I guess let me try one thing. Let me try unplugging my monitor and plugging it back in again. And seeing whether or not that works. Okay, so... Oh, interesting. Now you're way over there. I wonder if it's now going to start over on that monitor. That would be fun. Nope, it still shows on the left, which is not what I want. I don't want... Okay, I'll have to look at this later and just like figure out like what's going on. Why is it doing that? Okay, but basically, if I'm fast, they're all the same size bullet, and they're all firing in random directions. Okay, so that's good. They're all firing different rates too, which to me is interesting because that should have been a normalized number for the direction it was facing, and I should be multiplying up to scale up. So I don't understand why they're not all the same speed. Do I need to like further normalize it? Or Or I need to tell it to, I wonder if I need to set this as the main display. I might need to do that for next time. That's probably what it is. I need to tell this one to be the main display. But I don't want to do that right now because it might just display weird stuff over there. So I guess this is where we're going to end it for today, which is a little bit unsatisfying. It's kind of working. Like, we have a bunch of bullets that fly out. They're the wrong size. Some of them are like, okay, that would have hit. I think we're close, but with some more, like, I still need to take the, like, updating the aim based upon the velocity of the bullet, which then will affect the score. So I need to do that. So okay, let's mark down like what we need to do. Okay, so Felix. There's only one readme? Did I lose the other readme? I could swear I had other stuff in there. Let's get ignore. That's not what I want. I'm not in a bot. Was the readme in the bot? No readme in the bot. Huh, I could swear I had more stuff in readme. Oh, was that in... That must have been in the other branch that I created. Okay, that's no problem. Okay, so... To do. So we need to... Also, I lost my chat. We need to tie... Okay, so calculate the individual aim based on the velocity of the target. We need to reduce the size of the target. Oh, sorry, not their target. Reduce the size of the bullet. Maybe like increase speed of the bullet. And then we'll sort of like figure out from there. I guess like then it's calculate when, I guess mark when, like update each individual while the simulation plays. And then stop simulation after all bullets gone. And then like basically stop bullets when they hit the target. Okay, so something like that. And then obviously that's like to begin with. I also need to like change center, change stream display to main display. So that way it like actually pops up and starts going here, because something weird is going on where it's like popping up over there, which is not what I wanted. I do wonder, like, if I set... Okay, that's your main display now. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so now it's starting here. So that's good. That would have been a hit right off the bat, because then we would have seen like if they all converge on that. But okay, so that's one done. Okay, so what did we do here? We are we created a moving target, and individuals now fire a single bullet at the target, or at least they try to. All right, and that's pushed up. Okay, excellent. All right, so that's it. I am gonna go and take off, go grab dinner. Let's see, tomorrow is Friday, so we have 2 more streams. The morning stream is we're doing a partnered stream. Renato, hello, how are you doing today? So the morning stream, we're doing a partner stream with code. What is it called? Coding challenge? Coding something. I forgot what they're called. I need to actually have... Oh, can I not move the... Oh, I can't move the dock over here now. Oh, that's too bad. The dock is now forever over there. I'll just left, you go over there. We are doing code crafters. So we have a partner stream with code crafters, and that is a lot of fun. We're building a Git, like an actual Git client. The end goal is going to be that it's going to be usable to download, like Git clone an actual like repo from GitHub. At least a public repo. It's not going to work with like SSH type things or TLS. So that's ongoing. So that'll be tomorrow morning, and then tomorrow afternoon will be more of this, where we'll explore with that and sort of like see if we can get the entities to fire bullets properly, and maybe like sort of start actually aiming them and get a simulation going. So that's what's coming up. All right, that's all I've got. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.